Okay guys, so in this video I'm going to talk about the top 10 minifigures in my opinion that I think is a very good investment at its current value. So at its current value, it's not that overpriced yet, so there will be a huge upside if you get it now and you wait maybe 1 or 2 years later. Of course, all of these are my own opinions, none of this is financial advice, and all the prices I mentioned in this video will be in Singapore dollars. Of course, I won't be able to fit every single minifigure, which I think is a good investment in this video. So here is just 10 of it. So all these figures that I'm going to mention is also very affordable to get. It's around the $20 to $40 range and not those high $100 like Darth Maul or Revan, all that. So it's pretty accessible to most people. So I'm going to start the first one off the list, which I'm going to think is one of the best, which is the Ezra with his helmet. So without the helmet, it's only around a $10 figure, but with his helmet, it's now around a $30 to $40 figure. So at its current price, I don't think it's that overpriced yet. I think it's still a fair value if you get it now. And definitely after it appears in some Star Wars show in the future, it will definitely increase in price. I don't think they'll ever make the same version of the helmet again. So the helmet alone goes for around $20 on Bricklink. So if you already have the Ezra figure, then I think you can just go and buy the helmet. And this figure with the helmet only came in one set, which is the Phantom, which is going around 100 or 110 Singapore dollars now. You can just get the figure by itself for $30 $40 instead of buying the whole set. So the next one in the list is the Death Trooper, and this Death Trooper is the regular version from the Battle Pack. So it's going around 10 to 12 Singapore dollars right now, and I think this figure is one of the highest demand clone figure right now. So while the price is still affordable at 10 to $12, I think you should get your hands on a few now. And maybe if you want, you also can collect an army of it and also sell it at a premium in the future. Because, I mean, if you collect maybe 20 of it now, if you sell it all at one shot to one buyer, you can sell it at a premium because, you know, who has so many of these Death Trooper to sell at one go. So next on the list is also a Death Trooper, but it's the Commander. So you can't really army build a Commander, so maybe you want to get your hands on maybe 2 or 3 of these only. It came in the Krennic Shuttle set and it comes with 2 in the set. So it's going around $30 to $40 in good condition on Bricklink now. So this is not a super undervalued, but it's not a super high value either. So I think it's still in the middle and it's still an okay time for you to pick this figure up. So next on the list is the Super Mandalorians. So I don't know how many times I mentioned this figure on my channel, but I think even now it's still a super undervalued. So there are 2 versions of this, and the only difference between the 2 versions is the face. And both versions are around the same price now, around $20 to $30 in good condition on Bricklink. So I think this is still very undervalued, so I'm actually building an army of Super Mandalorians so I can sell it to a army builder in the future for a premium. So right now I currently have around 20 of them. I don't really care which version it is, I just count it as the same. And you know, once the Mandalorian shows, the season 3 comes out, then if this gets featured inside, then it will definitely increase in value even more. But I don't see Lego ever recreating this figure in the future, so I think it's a very good investment. Next up the list, we have the Darth Maul with the mechanical legs. And this came in the same set as the Super Mandalorians, which is I can't remember the name, but it's a speeder set. So right now this is going around $25 on Bricklink in good condition. And I think this is a very little known figure because not many people are selling it and maybe not many people are wanting it either. But I think this is the best version of the Darth Maul they have created and the most distinct because all the other Darth Maul looks the same. So I think while it's still in the very cheap range, I think you should get your hands on it. Next figure is Embo, and I think this is a quite forgotten figure because I don't see many people talking about it, and the price of it has started to increase secretly. So back maybe a year ago when I saw it, it's only around $20 and now it's increased to close to $40. So I think this figure will get rarer and rarer in the future, and because this figure is in like a brown printing, these brown torsos are easily cracked. So if you find one in perfect condition with no cracks, it will definitely be even more valuable in the future. Same for the Hondo Ohnakas. Those torsos are easily cracked also. So if you actually get your hands on a very good one without any cracks, then you're in luck. Next on the list is the Magna Guards. So I think this figure is starting to get a little overpriced. You can find a good condition one around 28 Singapore dollars now on Bricklink. So I currently have around 5 of them, and I'm also planning to army build this in the hopes of selling them to a single collector in the future for a premium. So the most expensive part of this figure is actually the cape. So when you're buying it, make sure you get the cape in perfect condition, because without the cape, it's pretty worthless. I think the Magna Guard is the coolest of all the droids. I don't really collect any droids except for the Magna Guard. Next on the list is Pong Krell. So this figure is also kind of a little bit on the higher side already. It's increased so much in the past year. A year ago, I think I saw it around $25 or $22 on Bricklink. Now it's very close to $40 if you want to get a very good condition one. I think this figure is also very high in demand because I don't see really much people selling it. And most important of all, this is a very distinct figure. The mold is it's not a regular mold, it's a special mold for the figure. So usually figures that have special molds will tend to be more sought after and the price will increase faster in the future. Next, we have the Count Dooku, and this is the Clone Wars version. So of course, the more desirable one is the one that came out in the Battle of Geonosis set. The one with the Yoda and what's the guy's name? Pogo the Lesser. In this case, we're talking about the Clone Wars version, which appeared quite a few places. I think it appeared in the Magnet set, and also I forgot where is it, but yeah, it appeared in maybe 3 sets. So right now it's going around $25 on Bricklink, but it's mostly without his lightsaber. And his lightsaber alone, the chrome hilt, costs around 4 to 5 Singapore dollars. So I mean, if you sell the whole figure with the lightsaber, it's gonna cost you around $30. So yeah, I think this figure is still quite undervalued, and I don't see many people selling it locally in my country. And if someone lists it at the right price, even at a small markup, you'll definitely get sold very fast. And lastly, we have Hera Syndulla. So this figure is also kind of forgotten, and it's been silently climbing in price. So it came out in the Micro Fighter set, and I think one more is the Ghost, and it's sitting around $25 to $35 on Bricklink now. Again, it has a very special head mold. I'm not sure if it's the same as the Ayla Secura's one, just different color. But this one is definitely gonna rise in price. So yeah, that's all for this video. None of these figures that I mentioned are in any particular order. And again, this is just my own opinion. So in the future, I'll be definitely making more of this kind of video because you can't fit every figure that is a good investment in just a single video. Maybe like 30 minutes long. So yeah, if you like this kind of content, please give me a thumbs up and remember to subscribe.